I want to thank all of you for coming today. I appreciate it. Roughly 2 years ago, I stood in this lobby under the worst possible circumstances. Some of you may have been here then. And let me say right now, we're not going to relive that moment. Today we have some exciting news. When we hired Dr. Cina as the Chief Cook County Medical Examiner 18 months ago, our charge was simple: fix the Cook County Medical Examiner's office. In reality, it was not a simple task. Dr. Cina had to be a change agent. He needed to determine what was working and what was not. He needed to raise the bar on standards and performance. He needed to let us know clearly what the office needed and why. I'm pleased to say that he's done that and more, and it gives me great pleasure to announce that the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office has achieved provisional accreditation from the National Association of Medical Examiners, known as NAME. You'll hear from Dr. Cina in a few moments. But let me say that my administration has focused on making the Medical Examiner's Office a model of professionalism and operating efficiency. We want this office, which handles more than 5,000 cases, and performs up to 3,000 autopsies a year, to be one that the taxpayers of Cook County can be proud of. And the announcement today is evidence that we're achieving that goal. This year alone, with the Cook County Board's support, we've given Dr. Cina the budget authorization to increase his staff from 100 to 126 people. He will be adding more technicians and investigators. He's hired pathologists to ease the workload on existing staff. He and his senior staff have created new policies and operating procedures. They've worked tirelessly to get staff to embrace the change. The office is in the final stages of completing a new $1.4 million cooler project, which will replace 30-year-old infrastructure. A new $900,000 electronic case management system will soon be fully up and running, replacing an antiquated system of record keeping. I'm pleased to announce that we have added to our senior leadership here at the Medical Examiner's Office James Sledge, an attorney by background, who comes to the office with deep managerial experience in state and local government. He will serve as executive officer and focus on the management of the office, while Dr. Cina will be able to devote more time to medical issues, the core of the medical examiner's mission. Welcome, James. So what does NAME accreditation mean? Accreditation speaks to the institutional integrity of the medical examiner's office. It inspires public confidence that best practices are in place and being followed. It provides credibility when Dr. Cina or another of our pathologists has to testify in court. It's evidence that key standards and measures are being followed. It puts us into play for grant funding and sustains our fellowship program. And perhaps more importantly, it should give assurance to those whose loved ones pass through the medical examiner's office that the deceased are treated with dignity, care, and respect. Make no mistake, we've made a lot of changes in the last 2 years, and where we are today is pretty remarkable. I want to thank Dr. Cina and his entire staff, especially Dr. Pani Arun Kumar, I hope I did that right, who worked so hard on the accreditation process, for all they have done to get us to this point.
Everything we do begins with a commitment to respecting the patients who enter our facility, providing outstanding service for those who have lost loved ones, and having the expertise to determine the cause and manner of death in even the most challenging cases. Our staff stuck it out through the hard times and worked tirelessly to transform this office into one of the premier death investigation agencies in the whole country in a mere 18 months. My team members, whether they've been with the office for decades or for weeks, share the same vision of honesty, excellence, and compassion. I'm truly honored to be their coach and their chief. And like any successful team, we're blessed to have a supportive General Manager, President Preckwinkle. Her commitment and the support of the Cook County Board of Commissioners, the assistance of the Medical Examiner Advisory Committee, enabled us to get to where we are today. Thank you, Madam President and Commissioners. While everyone who works for the office can take pride in our newly reacquired NAME accreditation status, I feel obligated to mention a few key players. Dr. Toni, my Assistant Chief ME, went above and beyond in spearheading this effort. And working closely with her was our consultant, Roy Dames, a legend in the field of medical legal death investigation. We're indebted to the National Association of Medical Examiners, the organization that has set the definitive standards across the country which all medical examiners' offices aspire to. And to Dr. Dave Fowler, Chief of the NAME's Accreditation Committee, who was scheduled to be here today but got snowed in Baltimore. Since they have bad winter, I guess we're fine here. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank my wife, Julie, for supporting me since we moved here from sunny Florida 18 months ago. She's allowed me to pick her MBA brain for a decade, and I've truly benefited from that. And I think I can speak for her to say that we are truly happy in Chicago and Cook County, though it's always dangerous to speak for her. Lastly, thanks to you, the media, for coming out here today to cover the good news coming from this office as you've covered the bad news in times past. Today you see an office that has risen from the ashes and become one of the most sought-after places for medical examiners to work and train in the entire United States. In a few moments, those of you who wish to will have an opportunity to tour our newly renovated state-of-the-art cooler, a structure designed and built to accommodate our patients with dignity and to ensure the safety of the employees who work in the cooler. Thanks to Jessica Caffrey of Cook County Capital Planning and Pete Ohlendorf of Leopardo Construction, we have a facility that now we can all be proud of. And really, hats off to my intake and autopsy technician staff who braved minus 30-degree weather the past 2 months to keep our workflow going while housing our patients respectfully. We're also completing a re-engineering project and the installation of a cutting-edge case management system that will allow us to track specimens and patients through barcoding, perform detailed data analysis so I can respond to your needs more effectively when you make a request, ensure a proper chain of custody, provide improved customer service, and allow us to go essentially paperless. This will be a fiscally responsible system, and we're really looking forward to that starting up in May. Our partners at LabLinks and CGN Global Consulting, particularly Kent James, in cooperation with Cook County's IT department, have helped make this happen. We're not just automating old practices here, we're re-engineering all of our practices and policies from top to bottom, so our computer system is going to take advantage of an optimized, efficient system. The residents of Cook County deserve no less. These are exciting times for the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office. We'll continue to look to the future while we never forget the lessons of the past. It's an honor to be here to celebrate the resurgence of this office with you, and I thank you for stopping by.
Dr. Fowler states, accreditation can only be achieved with the team effort between the County Board of Commissioners providing the appropriate resources and the staff of the Medical Examiner's Office using those resources wisely. With this accreditation, the citizens can be confident that we are doing the best that anyone knows how to do, and that any person that comes through this office will be treated in accordance with the standards of the National Association of Medical Examiners, which are respect, dignity, and the application of the best scientific methods available. Thank you, Dr. Fowler.
I also would like to begin by thanking the press for covering this event, as you've covered, which is a great day for Cook County. You've covered in the past events, terrible events, and in this building, but I want to thank the President for her leadership. From day one, when this came forward, she said, this cannot exist in this county, and my administration will improve it. Madam President, I thank you on behalf of the people in my district. Thank the staff here, Dr. Cina, and your entire administration.
Madam President, it is truly a pleasure to be here with you today to make these wonderful announcements. It's always good to see positive things being said about Cook County, but particularly here at the Medical Examiner's Office. After many years of frustration and challenges that we've had here, we are making wonderful improvements with Dr. Cina and the leadership he's bringing here, capital improvements with the cooling system we're doing here. The technology systems have improved here, where we got new scientific things going on here with his leadership. And most of all, staffing has improved here, which is going to be a wonderful opportunity for us to do more improvements and more services to the families of our county. And I'm so delighted that it's happening here in my district. So Dr. Cina and Madam President, so wonderful to be here with you and making positive announcements here at the Medical Examiner's Office.
Thank you.
Good morning. It's always Thank you. It's always nice to be here on a positive note. Rarely do people come through these doors and it's anything but good. So it's really an honor to be here this morning. I appreciate the opportunity. I serve on the Medical Examiner Advisory Committee with many talented and committed people who are with us today. And I thank you, my colleagues, for being here with us and for all the work that we've done together. It's most gratifying to see the positive turnaround in record time. Two of our primary goals that we served on this Medical Examiner Advisory Committee is to work in concert with the Medical Examiner's Office and the Bureau of Administration. And part of that was the oversight of the cooler replacement, which you're going to see here today. In that project, we put a special emphasis on preserving the dignity of the deceased while they were in temporary storage. Another of these goals that's being attained is the commitment to the office accreditation, of which we received the provincial accreditation, and I thank and congratulate the Medical Examiner's Office on that. Congratulations and thank you to this Medical Examiner's Office headed by Dr. Cina, who bravely relocated from Florida. We thank you for that. He's doing a great job in leading this office to a new direction and to new heights. Also, another congratulations and thank you to President Preckwinkle administration and their fearless leadership to incorporate positive change. Where both of these two offices have come together, they've achieved the mission in protecting the dignity of the deceased that are brought here to the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office. Thank you.
I'd like to thank Commissioner Gorman for her service on our advisory committee. We appreciate it. Commissioner Tobolski?
Thank you, Madam President. Not to be redundant, but it is a good day to be here, and it shows you what happens when you have great leadership at the top, when you hire quality people and they're committed to do their jobs. In a short period of time, we're here to celebrate our accomplishments. I think that we have achieved the transparency that we're looking for. I think that we have addressed the areas where we've had some shortcomings, and it is just a very good day to be here. So thank you to the administration under the leadership of our President, Toni Preckwinkle, to Dr. Sinha, and to all the folks here who work hard on behalf of the constituents of Cook County every day. Thank you, Madam President.
I'm grateful to all the commissioners who are here and those who are absent. We've worked hard to transform county government, and we couldn't have done it without their help and support, so I'm grateful.